We're not just talking about the next big app or some faster computer here. The whole conversation around artificial intelligence has reached a point where it's really a turning point for all of humanity. This might just be the most significant challenge we ever face. And why is that? Well, as AI safety expert Dr. Roman Yabulski puts it, we're essentially inventing a new inventor. Think about that. A system that could take over the entire process of research, of science, of discovery itself. I mean, the stakes just couldn't be any higher.
But here's the thing. This isn't just some technical hurdle we need to get over. It's a psychological one. You could almost call it a final exam for our entire species. And the real test, it turns out, isn't about the machines at all.
This insight really shifts the whole focus, doesn't it? The real risk isn't some robot apocalypse, it's not Skynet, it's that we might willingly, happily, surrender our own consciousness to a machine that we don't fully understand, that we might start to believe its answers aren't just probable, but that they're right.
Now, I know this might sound a little abstract, a little sci-fi, but this shift, it's already happening. Even before we get to some kind of superintelligence, we're facing a much more immediate problem: the slow, steady erosion of our own abilities. We actually came up with this phrase back in 2019. While we've been busy upgrading the machines, we've been downgrading humans. Remember social media? It gave us infinite access to information. We thought, great, this will make us the wisest society in history. Well, we got pretty much the exact opposite. There's a very real danger we're making the same mistake with AI, just outsourcing our thinking and becoming weaker-minded as a result. The whole incentive structure is shifting under our feet. If the last decade was all about the race for our attention, the next decade is going to be defined by the race for attachment. We're talking AI companions, used for everything from therapy to friendship, designed specifically to forge deep emotional connections. That's a completely new psychological frontier being opened up. So, on top of downgrading our own minds, we're now facing a technology that has, let's just say, a very complicated relationship with the truth. We're talking about AI hallucinations. That's when a model confidently, and I mean confidently, presents false, completely fabricated information as stone-cold fact. And believe me, this isn't some theoretical problem. Get this, a lawyer was fined $5,000 for citing completely made-up legal cases that ChatGPT just invented. Academic journals are finding papers that cite dozens of non-existent scientific studies. Major consulting firms have had to issue refunds for reports where the AI just made stuff up. This is a fundamental break with reality, and it's happening at a massive scale. So all of these issues, the human downgrade, this erosion of reality, they're not separate things. They all point to a single, massive, unsolved problem right at the very heart of AI development. It's called the AI alignment problem. And in simple terms, it's about this. How do we build something that is potentially much, much smarter than we are and somehow ensure it wants the same things we do? It's probably the central challenge of our time, and right now, nobody has a complete solution. Nobody. To really make this concrete, just think about this question from Tristan Harris for a second. Could a group of chimpanzees design and then reliably control a being that was 10 times more intelligent than them? The answer, intuitively is just no. And yet, that is exactly what we are trying to do with AI. So here's the crucial point. We don't need to imagine some malicious, evil AI to see the danger here. The real risk is a highly competent AI that's pursuing a goal that seems totally benign to us, but it does so with a logic that is so powerful and so alien that it creates devastating side effects we never ever could have anticipated. Okay, that all sounds pretty immense, right? A bit bleak, even. But what if there's a different way to approach it? What if we could completely reframe the entire economic incentive for building these systems in the first place? This question is really at the heart of a whole new approach. The dominant view, right, is that there's always a trade-off between safety and performance. You have to give up one to get more of the other. But what if that's just a false choice? What if the safest, most aligned AI is also the most profitable? So, a composed framework called AIR introduces this deceptively simple formula to basically govern AI performance. It says that true, effective performance is the product of three key components: its alignment, its raw capacity, and its contact with reality. Now, that little multiplication sign in the formula has a really powerful implication. It's called the no offset principle. because the terms are multiplied together. A significant drop in any one of them, like alignment for instance, causes the entire performance value to just collapse towards zero. You can't just boost capacity to make up for a lack of safety or truthfulness. The math simply forbids it. So let's break this down real quick. Alignment, that's I, is how coherent the AI is with our values. Capacity, I, that's its raw power, its skill. And reality contact, R, is its grip on the actual truth. So imagine an AI managing a city's power grid. High capacity means it's processing data at lightning speed. High reality contact means it knows a sensor is broken and it doesn't just hallucinate a fake power surge. And high alignment means its goal is stable, safe power for everyone, not just optimizing the grid in some weird way that causes blackouts to save a fraction of a cent. See? You need all three for peak performance. A brilliant but misaligned AI is, by this formula, a failure. And that reality contact piece is so crucial because of one word: predictability. Think about it. A system that's 99% accurate but fails in completely random, unpredictable ways is far more dangerous than one that's maybe only 90% accurate but whose failures you can anticipate and plan for. True safety, it comes from predictability. This brings us full circle. Back to the beginning. Frameworks like AIR suggest that a different path is actually possible. They frame this whole endeavor as a fundamental choice about who and what we want to be. We can keep going on our current path, right? Engaging in what one source called alchemy without conscience, just summoning these vast, powerful systems without truly understanding how they work, or without integrating our own values into their creation. Or we can choose to become architects, to deliberately and carefully design systems where our values are not an afterthought, not some annoying constraint to be minimized, but are the very foundational code that drives both performance and profit. Look, the emergence of this technology, it feels inevitable, but its form, its function, its soul, that is not. That is a choice we are making right now with every line of code we write and every dollar we invest. So the final question, really, for all of us is, what world are we choosing to build?